Got it. Gonna push the button now. Let's go to fourth down. Getting our picks in here. Last week, I was 3-2 against the spread. Mike was 2-3. Mike falls to 18-13. I am 32-28 on the season, and so I'm going to go first again. We'll make this a little bit quicker. Last week, we kind of drug it out a little bit longer than I would have liked to. Show's still doing good. We're still doing good. My first pick is going to be this. At the beginning of the week, when they thought that Carson Wentz was the starter, that it looked like he was going to be there, the Chiefs were plus 1.5 when I wrote this down. I now cannot find this game to be bet on because we don't know the status of Patrick Mahomes. So I have the Chiefs at home plus 1.5, and I don't care if Carson Wentz starts or not. I like the defensive line of the Kansas City Chiefs to be able to cause a lot of problems outdoors for the Texans on the road. Then I'm going to go to Seattle. Again, I picked against them last week when they played the Packers. They got another NFC team coming in. Geno's beat up. I like the Vikings on the road minus 2.5. Last week, I picked in the spread against the Eagles, but I picked them in the game. They crushed the Steelers without getting into that too much. I like them to go on the road to Washington and be able to win by 3. I got the Eagles minus 3. Niners, Dolphins. I've seen this floating anywhere between Dolphins are favorites, Dolphins are underdogs, but I found it at a pick'em. I'm going to take the Dolphins at home. I don't know why I'm doing this. Mike did it last week, and I was like, Mike, why are you picking the Dolphins? I'm going to pick the Dolphins this week at home. There's something going on with just how everything has just been happening for the Niners this year, and it's I said that a couple weeks ago, and then they smacked the Bears. And then I'm going to go to the Bucs because what I watched was extremely impressive, everything they did. And I think that over the next 5 weeks, Liam Cohen is going to end up coaching his way into the Jaguars offensive coordinator. The same way Dave Canales ended up with the Panthers. There was a lot to like from what I saw in that game. Bucs minus 3.5. So my picks are Chiefs at home plus 1.5, Vikings on the road minus 2.5, Eagles on the road minus 3, Dolphins at home and a pick'em, and the Bucs on the road minus 3.5. Mike, are you going to get back on the winning ways this week? What do you got for the people?
Of course, just like the Chargers, it's all about how you respond, Tony. When you fall, you have to get back up. I'm going to get back up this week. I have 2 I agree with you on, so I'll just go ahead and rehash those first. I also have Philly minus 3.5. Commanders are heating up again. Worries me a little bit with this pick. This could be a little bit of a upset watch game, a little bit of a trap game for Philly too. Feeling themselves too much. Good Commanders team. Puts up some crazy points or something out of nowhere. But I'm going to trust Philly to win it. I think that there is a tier gap in the NFC. And you see it a little bit in this game. Interesting to see what happens because if Philly gets the 2 seed, not the 1 seed, this is a round 1 matchup. Very high potential. This will be the round 1 matchup. So that'll be fun. So, but I'm taking Philly also, Tony. Minus 3.5 is what I have. What did you have? 3.5? 3?
I have it at minus 3. I think that you might have just looked at these. Yeah, it's fine. I would have counted it there anyways. Yeah.
Give you the push if they freaking if they get a field goal. Then the other one I agree with you on was the Bucs minus 4. I think the Bucs showed last week against the best defense statistically in the NFL that their offense is even heating up at another level, and they're daring anyone to play man coverage. Cowboys lost Trayvon Diggs for the season again. It seems like they've lost Micah Parsons' spirit for the season. So I think the Bucs could put up some points in this game and definitely win by more than 4 points. This is the spread that I had. And then the other one I was going to go with here is I'm going to, like I said last week, riding the angry, red hot, pissed off horse with his tail on fire. Joe Burrow just has a different fire in his eyes. He needs to beat the Browns by 7.5 points. Vegas doesn't think that we're going to believe in the Bengals enough to beat the Browns, who are now going to their 3rd or 4th quarterback of the season by 7.5 points. I'm taking the Bengals to continue it. Like, he still looked pissed off, up 17 points in the fourth quarter. He still looked mad that some mistake was happening or play calling wasn't perfect or something was going wrong. To me, Joe Burrow wants to win every single game by 30 points, so I'm probably going to take him to win every game by 30 points the rest of the season. And then my other two here, people called me crazy for this bet on Thanksgiving, and I said everything I said about the Lions, and I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I don't think the Bears win the game outright once again, but I'm gonna call it being a 4 or a 3-point game, and the Bears sneakily cover against the Lions for the second time this season. Another 27-23, another 30-24 would even get it for me at the 6.5 here. And then I have to get in on this. The Raiders ruining everything.
Yes.
In a pick'em game against Mac Jones, who throws a pick six to Jack Jones. Mac Jones, pick six to Jack Jones. The game ends 12-10 because they miss an extra point, or miss a 2-point conversion. Like, it's just this weird, bad, terrible score, and they win off that pick six, Tony. The Raiders send the Jaguars towards the first overall pick, towards the second overall pick, towards wherever this is going to end up. But I believe this one win for the Raiders, which would cover right away because it's 0.5 point spread, would move them back to like fifth. So I'll be rooting for the Raiders for the first time this weekend. Although I would love to see Jamarcus Russell 2.0 in number 2 next season. Kind of a win-win scenario for us. Whether they draft the bust or they move back and they just continue their agony to the next season of tanking. Like, if they don't get a quarterback this offseason, they're going in the next season tanking.
I personally just want I just want the frantic messages from Joe, right? Where he's just showing me all the Raiders fans that they're like losing their shit. It's like, it doesn't matter. You guys pick first, you mess it up. You guys pick second, you mess it up. Who gives a shit where you pick? Why are you guys all so angry about everything?
Keep me so level with the Chargers is just I just have to look a little bit eastward, and I just feel so much better.
Yeah, we all know it would fall apart. We all know. We all root for
I'll
it.
go from all in order here, Tony. Cincy -7.5 against the Browns. Philly -3.5 in Washington. Bears +6.5 versus the Lions. The Raiders -0.5 point versus the Jaguars. And the Bucks -4 in Dallas. 5-0. Right there.
Sounds like a 5-0 week to me, especially a couple of those there.